I'm Bob the Cigar Guy. This is Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and I gotta tell you, I feel swashbuckly this morning. First time ever in my life did I wake up from a good night's sleep and say, you know what? I just want to get on one of those four-master sailing ships and cross the open ocean and allow adventure to just happen. And how am I doing that? Why am I doing that? It's this little box of deliciousness right here. I'd say it's a box of booty, but that sounds weird. This is the Adventura Captain's Collection. This is all things Adventura Plus. Plus, there's a plus to it, and we'll get into that plus in just a minute. And that minute is when? Right now. We have the Explorer, the Navigator, the Conqueror, the Royal Return Queen's Pearls, the Royal Return King's Gold, the Barbaroja's Invasion, the Blue-Eyed Jack's Return, and Blackfin's Parlay. That's right, Blackfin's Parlay. You ain't never heard of that before, have you? You ain't never smoked that, have you? Why? Because that's not even released yet. Adventure is going to release it next year. But if you got your hands on one of these little bad boys right now, then you get to try something new before it hits the streets. And boy, Marcel Henderson and Nicole, they are value added. The pirates are supposed to be dastardly people, right? They're supposed to be ne'er-do-wellers. They're supposed to be people that just go in and rob you and loot you and set your buildings on fire. But these people just keep giving back. They don't take your treasure. They provide treasure for you. Those smoky experiences that just make you say, I'm having an adventure. So what did they do? They gave you the whole stable, all 7 plus 1, that Blackfin's Parlay, all 7 plus 1. They gave it to you in a sampler so you could try every last one of them. And I'm going to tell you, I haven't had some of these. I didn't really jump on the Adventura ship. I didn't get Hornswoggle onto the ship until Barbaroja's Invasion, which I fell in love with, right? And then the Blue-Eyed Jack's Revenge and all this Blue-Eyed Jack's Return. And so I'm looking forward to getting into some of these, especially that Queen's Pearls. I'm wondering what the lighter Connecticut's going to be. I'm interested in that Connecticut with a Connecticut wrapper, Connecticut binder, and then the fillers. But what was I saying? Oh, okay. Let's pull that down and let's put up this. Where is it? Show it. There it is. It's the exclusive Vitolas. It's a 5x52 box press Bellicoso. So even if you have tried all of those cigars before, you've never tried these cigars before, because that box press changes the way that the experience, the adventure happens. Now I got to get me one, right? Gorgeous box. It's got all the little information on the back of it, right? It's got this and this. I'm going to get into one every day. Actually, can I tell you a story? I decided that I'm going to do my best to review all these in one day. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to give her a shot. We're going to give her a shot. Look at how gorgeous that is. That you want to take a picture? Let me get out of the way. There you go. Take a picture. Oh, beautiful picture right there. But you want to learn about this a little bit more than me running my mouth? Look how cute that is. So cute. You want to learn about this in a little more than me running my mouth? Then you can go check out the best kept secret in podcasting. I don't understand why it doesn't have thousands of pirates signed up, right? Adventura pirates signed up. And that is the Adventura Puffery. Puffery. There we go. Let's show it. Let's get rid of that. Let's bring this one on. There we go. Puffery Podcast in ADV Pirates Facebook group. If you want all things Adventura, and who doesn't, right? Then you can be on a group of pirates and people that like to smoke cigars. And the Puffery, Nicole hosts it, but Marcel and Henderson are on there, and they're doing lots of talking. Their last podcast was talking about this sampler. I got this sampler when I was in PCA, but they're talking about this sampler. At this time, Marcel has not tried any of these cigars. So I'm actually smoking these vitolas of these cigars before Marcel does. And so because I'm so kind, I'm going to be like, bless your heart. But inside, and my pirate side, I'm like, I get this one before you do. What? That'll make you slow down and take a moment. That'll make you take a beat. That'll make you take a pause. Oh my gosh, that's right there. But check out Puffery. Really, really neat stories. They just dive into the back of Adventura and how it just started, and how Henderson and Marcel just kind of came together and did great things. And it's just kind of neat. They're short too. They're really, I wish they'd be longer, but great job. And then there's the ADV Pirates Facebook group. Great group of ladies and gentlemen that enjoy smoking cigars, enjoy smoking Adventura cigars, right? So if you want to learn about stuff, you can go on there as well. Let me get that rid of that. All right. So today we are smoking the Explorer. It's got a Habano Mexican wrapper, a Sumatran Ecuador binder, and Dominican Republic Ecuadorian fillers. Mm. That Mexican San Andreas, well, it's Mexican. It didn't say Mexican San Andreas, it said Mexican Habano. And there's another San Andreas in one of these cigars that is not from Mexico. I did not even know that there was a San Andreas tobacco not in Mexico. Maybe it's like the Connecticut shade. You can have an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade. You can have a other country Connecticut shade, and it's that seed variety that's brought down. And maybe the Mexican San Andreas has become so popular that now they're taking those seeds and trying to grow them in other climates, which would change the flavor profile, which is interesting to me. So this should be the longest one of these series. We've got 8 to do. This should be the longest one of these series. The rest of them should be a little shorter. This one just kind of went over everything, right? We went over all the little stuff, and it's running across the bottom. And you've probably seen that enough. So why don't we get rid of that? Why don't we get rid of that too? There we go. We'll put that back on. Me and this technology still ain't Gene and Holland yet, but I'm much more of you know piratey things where there's no plugs to plug anything in. There's ropes and there's pulleys and there's blunderbusses and there's cannons and there's swab the decks and stuff like that. That's much more my speed when it comes to technology. What? The Explorer. Delicious. It is a medium flavor, and I'll explain that in a second, with a pepper kick, just a little bit. Pepper. Minerality. There's a minerality turned earth. It's not as much pepper as a slight tinniness, slight minerality to it. But what do I mean by medium flavor? All right, you get yourself a deep dark Maduro, and it just lays on your palate like a weighted blanket. This is much more like Granny's quilt. It's there. It's on there. You know it's there, but it's not pushing down on you. The flavors are um, woodsy, oaksy, a little bit of leather, a little bit of dark chocolate, which I think is where that tinniness is coming in. Oh, I'm gonna reach. I'm gonna reach on this. It's a little bit of barrel char. So if you're on your pirate ship and you shoot cannonballs, flaming cannonballs over to the other ship, and as you're slowly watching them sink, when you're watching them slowly sink, you can smell them being on fire. Not the people, that would be an awful word picture, but the actual ship, you can smell it in the air. It's the smell of victory. It's the taste of victory with that barrel char. That's right. A little bit of bonfire, smoky barrel char kind of thing going on. But this is a great way to start this voyage. Man, man. And I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It was interesting because I get to see the whole profile, right? I wrote notes. I actually have notes in front of me and I wrote them all out so that there would be some continuity, right? So that they would kind of flow together, but I wouldn't say the same thing all the time. And in that, there's a lot of countries that are represented by their tobacco portfolio. Very interesting. And then there are a lot of similarities. And so I'm really looking forward to getting into smoking them close together so that I can start to pull Henderson's blend style. Every blender has a different style, every last one. And so the way you put your tobacco together in the bunch impacts the flavor. If you have the same tobacco and you shuffle it around, it tastes different. And the amount of tobacco you put in the bunch, the tightness of the bunch, the fullness of the bunch, that makes a difference. And when you tear your tips off, when you're putting in the bunch, you got these extra long pieces of leaves because it's whole leaf, and you rip off the extra long pieces of leaves. Sometimes you'll omit some, you'll throw some out and say, no, I don't want to add any more spice, or I don't want to add any more creamy, I don't want to add any more of this and that. And then sometimes you're like, I'll double down. So I'll put some in the front, I'll put some in the middle, I'll put some in the back, I'll front load, back load, mid load. And there's all sorts of little ways of doing it. And so a just like a great artist, like a great painter, like a great composer, like a great sculptor, they have signatures of the way they do their styles, right? And so I'm looking forward to seeing the pirate style of one Mr. Henderson, right? I'm looking forward to it. So round one, good to go. All right, I'm gonna go. See you later. Later, Tater. See you tomorrow. Share this thing. For free. Watch it. ADV Pirates. Join it. Cigar. Smoke it. Adventura. Adventure.